finally here. The moment that I think we've all been waiting for. The clash between my guest and myself. I go by the name of Super Dua. Dua100. Dua Dwizzle. DuahMutef1. Sakhemet Ratep. DuahMutef1 to be exact. Guest, go and introduce yourself, my brother.
Yeah, this is SirBoss. My Hebrew name is Zion. Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Zion185, for more info. I'm here to plant a seed of doubt and knowledge in this man.
So, you lot heard what he said, right? He's here to plant the seed of doubt and knowledge. So let's get straight into it, right? So this brother here, I would say, believes that he's an Hebrew Israelite, as opposed to just a black African.
Yep.
Now, I don't know what you guys are seeing on the camera right now. When I turn around and I look to this brother here, I just see another black African like me. I don't see nothing to do with no Hebrew Israelite. So what we're here to do on this episode is we're gonna dissect the facts or myths to do with what he believes and what I know. I know for a fact that he is not no Hebrew Israelite.
0-0.
And here we go as people start to call. Give me a second, people, because this is going to be happening so early. Give me 1 second. Hello. Okay, so they just start someone that's, oh, yo, double O. I'm going to call you back, bless. I'm on live on air, blood. Yeah, man, I'm live on air, bro. I'm going to phone you back. Yo, double O. I'm going to phone you back in 2 secs. I'm live on the air, bro.
All right, cool.
Say nothing. So, what I'm here to do today is this. I've brought a few books here. I didn't bring a lot. I have 400 books in my home and counting, just on history alone. Just on history. I only brought about maybe 5 of them. Okay? Now, with these 5 books, I intend on proving, without a reasonable doubt, that there's no such thing as even Israel from the 1st century AD. There's no one named Jew. The first Jew that I thought came into history was Abraham. He's the reason for Judaism. He comes in at 5500 BCE. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let my opponent go first with his facts, because I'm actually challenging his facts. I'm saying to you, SirBoss, that there is no proof of no Hebrew Israelite linked to no bloodline or no traditions. Go ahead.
I got an idea. You can ask me, how do I know I'm this so-called Hebrew Israelite?
How do you know? How do you know you're a so-called Hebrew Israelite?
Well, thank you for asking that question. Now, for any black person that looks like me and him,
Which is all black people, almost.
no. All right. For example, I was born in Jamaica, right? My ancestors came from West Africa during the transatlantic slave trade. You know, that's world history. Now,
Wait.
for me,
Your ancestors, the Africans, not the Israelites.
so-called Africans.
So-called Africans.
So-called Africans.
So Africans weren't taken in the transatlantic slave trade.
Africa is not a bloodline. It's a name of a place.
So black human beings weren't taken slave. They weren't the main commodity.
Yes, they were, but there are many.
So your ancestors are black human beings that are called Africans. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Just remember he said that, people.
Right. Now, for any black person living in Africa, America, the Caribbean, South America, wherever you were scattered during the transatlantic slave trade and the Arab slave trade, you have to trace your ancestry back to Africa. There are 3 criterias that you could use to prove that you're an Israelite. Number 1, the oral tradition and migration routes into West Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. Number 2, customs and traditions which are similar to the Torah. Number 3.
Similar?
Yes.
Why would it be similar to Judaism?
Well, you'd have to answer the $1 million question at the end. Number 3, Hebrew names of towns, cities, villages.
How do you know they're Hebrew names?
Other places and landmarks.
What makes them Hebrew? What makes them Hebrew? What gives it a marking and says this is Hebrew? That's what I'm looking for in you.
Okay, for example, the name Abia in Igbo land, Nigeria, where did that come from?
I don't know.
Okay, let me enlighten you. In the Bible, Abia is
Back to the
mentioned
Bible we
in Abia is it's the ultimate source.
The
but-
Bible is not the ultimate source because it's not real life.
Well,
It's a mythical belief book.
Well, we're here to prove whether that's
you
right
can't
or wrong.
prove reality with a mythical book, brother.
Okay, but all right, listen to this.
Go ahead.
Now, the name Abia is mentioned in Luke 1 and 4 and other chapters in the Bible. Now, according to my research, Abia is the son of Jeroboam. Jeroboam is the son of King Solomon. So
According to the
make
Bible.
Abia, yeah.
Okay.
That will make Abia,
Which is a book
the
of belief
grandson
and myth.
of King Solomon. Abia is the tribe of Judah.
According to the Bible. Not according to this world
According
history
to-
atlas. I've got the book. I've got the world history atlas here. Nothing
to
to
real
do.
life.
According. Right. So this is how I challenge this now. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. Let me tell you why I call bullshit. Because he has failed, not only in the group I have several groups on my WhatsApp where I deal with ancient Egyptian meditation. I call it African. They call it Egyptian. I deal with crying groups where I get paid for people to just cry on my shoulder. Yeah, I get donations for it. So I deal with a lot of people. I have several groups. The group that I've added SirBoss to was a knowledge group. And in that knowledge group, not only has he admitted in the knowledge group, where I have the voice notes here ready to play today, that the Hebrew Israelites apparently don't have a place in world history. He's saying they're only in black history. He admits that himself. He comes here without any book at all. Look at his table. Look at his table. He is relying on the internet to prove a fact in world history that he's saying himself they don't even exist in world history. But watch what I can show you. Watch what I can show you. This is my 9-year-old son. This is an Oxford Children's Learning Encyclopedia. This is for babies. This is for babies. My son is 9 years old. He's had this since he was 5. Okay? This is a study flipping book. Now, when you look at the book, you see on the top left-hand corner that there are Africans there. Not called Hebrews. No, HEB isn't even in the book. This is the encyclopedia of history of the world. Not a single Hebrew in it. And I can show you something else. Right? This is the reason why I read books. And I teach my children to read books. Because here's a book, quite a big one. Atlas of World History. This is actually quite an old atlas of world history. This is quite very old. But you see, the strange thing is that, and I'm going to put the pages up to this, it's probably on the screen now because we edit afterwards. The strange thing is, when you look into it, you don't find any Hebrews. Let me tell you what it says. I'll read it word for word, because I'm about information. These Hebrew Israelite people, they're not about any information. They are about illogical facts.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead as I look for the page. Go ahead.
Right, now, is a person defined by where they was born or their bloodline?
Their bloodline.
So why are you looking at the atlas then?
What do you mean, why am I looking at that atlas?
That nullifies everything about bloodline.
Show me a Hebrew bloodline. Show me a bloodline of humans that says Hebrew
Igbo,
Israelite.
Yoruba,
That's not. That's not.
Asante people.
Stop. You see what
the
he's doing?
Loba people of the Congo,
You see what he's doing,
the
people?
Mande people of Sierra Leone.
That doesn't say Hebrew. That says that's their African tribal names.
So let me ask you a question on
Where's the
camera
Hebrew
right now.
in that?
Let me ask you a question on camera right now.
Go ahead.
And
Anything
for
you
the
want.
West Africans tuning in, answer me this question.
Mm-hmm.
Why do Nigerians, Ghanaians, Congolese keep Hebrew customs?
Brother, what is your documentation that makes it Hebrew
Right now,
and not African?
okay. In the
You just
Igbo-
named all African tribes.
Right now, in the Igbo custom,
Yes.
Why do they circumcise their?
Because
male-
Africans have been doing the Nubia since the Empire of Nubia.
All right, let me ask.
Go ahead.
Why do Igbos of Nigeria circumcise their newborn sons on the 8th day?
You tell me. You
No,
tell
I
me.
want you to answer that question.
I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because in African tradition, which is several different parts of the continent, so whether it's Somalia, Kenya, whether it's Igbo or Igbo, they have similarities in their tribes and traditions, my brother.
Really?
That's absolutely a fact. It's absolutely a fact.
So answer me this question.
Go ahead.
Why do, and this is not racism. What's the difference between a Somali and a Somali Bantu?
Not a single fucking difference.
Are you sure?
They might have tribal differences and differences in their culture.
Why is
That's
one
it.
called Somali and one called Somali Bantu?
Because, have you heard of colonialism?
Yes.
Right. When we were in Africa in our earliest time, we didn't look at each other as even a race.
Right.
We didn't look at each other as Somali and all these different names.
Okay.
These names came in when some influences came with a very powerful plan that probably lasted about 500 years.
Okay.
And after that took place, after the submersion of the Syrians, the Hyksos, these things lasted hundreds of thousands of years, brother. I've got the books here.
All right. I've
got the ruins of empires. I've got they came before Columbus.
I've got some information I'd like to share with you.
Go ahead.
Now, the history of the Somali Bantus was that they're slave descendants like myself. But the difference is
I know.
they were taken from the Niger-Congo regions of Africa and brought to Somalia by Arab slave traders.
How does any of this prove that you're a Hebrew Israelite? You
Well,
just said you were going to prove it in their bloodline. You ain't proof shit, bruh.
Those are okay, but you have to explain, why do the Bantus in Africa keep Hebrew
No,
customs?
you have to explain. I'm attacking you, saying to you, you're chatting is shit, bro. So you got to come with proof to me that says, here you go, Dua. Here is the bloodline. Here it is, Dua, right here. You see, it says Hebrew Israelite and human bloodline.
Let's get into that.
He can't f with that.
Let's get into
He
that.
can only say they were Igbos, they were Ebos, but they had Hebrew Israelite traditions. No, they didn't. They had African traditions.
All right, listen to this.
You haven't even been able to show me where it says Hebrew Israelite on the bloodline. Show us that.
All right, listen to this.
Go ahead.
Oral tradition of the Igbos of Nigeria.
Oral tradition, go ahead.
Well, every single one, even the Yorubas have oral tradition. Now,
Unwritten.
according to the oral tradition, which was passed down in the Igbo tribe from generation to generation, they came from the land of Canaan. Eri sojourned in Egypt for a period of time when he foresaw the afflictions of our people.
Where is this story?
Ancient Egypt.
Where is the story?
You could confirm this with any Igbo.
No, who
Nigeria.
is saying this story? Where did you first hear it?
It was passed out. Igbos told me.
Ebos.
Yeah, and I did my own research, found it. Right? They have ancient Egyptian words in the Igbo tongue.
This guy don't
I
know.
went to Igbos.
He's in the arena with a lion. He didn't
and
even realize
confirmed it with them. Now, hold on. Let me
You
finish.
confirmed it with every single Igbo that exists.
The ones I worked with, I confirmed it with them.
So maybe 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, because they're from Africa.
That don't mean shit.
They're from Nigeria.
That don't mean
That's their culture.
That don't mean shit. That's 5 people.
Okay, well, anyway.
That's 5 people, bro.
So
that's not
after
historical
they
facts.
after they left, Eri, who is the father of the Igbos, they left Egypt.
Where is this
with
story
his
from?
minion. They went over the Nile River and landed in southeast, what we call southeast Nigeria, Igbo land. When they got there, they erected Abu Gad. Until this day, they still keep their customs and tradition. Circumcision of their male children after the 8th day of birth.
Now show us that circumcision is a Hebrew Israelite tradition.
Okay,
Show us.
well,
Show us any document you want.
Why do they?
I've come here
practice
today
Hebrew
with
customs?
almost 10 books. He hasn't shown nothing. Everything he said is just emotion. He cannot find it and he won't. He admits they're not in history. I've got the World Atlas of History. He's admitting that they're not even in history. So how the fuck are you gonna find their traditions? It don't make no sense. How are you gonna not be involved in world history, people, but still be involved and have culture? And remember, what he's doing is he's referring to Christian doctrines. Okay, that shit he just read, that ain't nowhere in world history, baby. That is in a Christian doctrine. You won't find that nowhere in no world history. I have got the atlas right here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead.
Now, this information is by Okenchukwu Okugo. Sorry for the mispronunciation. Now, it says here, for the male, as a matter of culture, on the 8th day after birth, they will be circumcised, which is excess foreskin, on the private area.
But what does that say?
That's removed.
What do you call it?
That's information. That's information by an Igbo man.
But what about that says it's Hebrew Israelite?
Okay, but why did they do it on the 8th day? I could show you this in the Bible.
Because that's what Africans did.
Okay, let me show you that in the Bible.
We're not talking about the Bible, bro. We're
why-
talking about world history.
Why have you got a Bible there?
I'll show you why.
Okay,
The reason why.
Let's
I'll
go
tell
to
you what.
Genesis. For the listening audience, turn to your Bibles. Genesis
See what he has to
21
do?
and 4.
You see what he has to do? For him to have any existence, he has to run back to his master's book. He can't fuck with me in world history. You can't fuck with me, bro.
Well, this is our book.
Go ahead.
This
Go
is the
ahead.
ultimate book.
That's your book. That's your master's book for
Now,
you. Go ahead.
Genesis 21 and 4 says, and Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God commanded.
Even though the Africans predate that book and were doing it anyway.
You know
So
the funny...
even though that comes after the Africans doing it, that's the original need. They're the original occupiers of circumcision. Even though Africans were doing it before he was even able to read that script from wherever the fuck he got that from in the Bible. Because the Bible, let me tell you something. You see this book here? People, if you think that somebody is gonna print 1 million books with ink in it, I bought this here today to show him something. Yeah, all these books are copywritten, bruv. They're all copywritten. I'm going to show you. This is a packaged Bible. In my charity, okay, I get a lot of books given to me. Go ahead.
I got a question.
While I open this.
So if it's not Hebrew, so if circumcision is not Hebrew customs, explain the origins of these customs.
You just explained it for yourself.
No,
who are your
I'm
ancestors?
asking you. I'm asking you.
The origins, brother, are black African people.
Where did they get it from? Where's the source that they got this,
Let me-
custom? Where's the source that black Africans, where did they get it from? What's the origins of these sources?
You gonna let me answer you now?
Oh, yeah.
Black Africans, are the first humans on the earth, bro. So they're the first divine beings. There were other humans, but the other humans were in an animal-like cannibal state. They were covered, let me answer you. They were covered in fur, walking on all fours and lived in caves. When they were doing that, we were eating gold and wearing silk for underwear and had figured out every single star and planet in the universe. We had figured out full pi and math. Let me tell you something about pi, people. When I said this on my live on my TikTok, only fucking geniuses fuck pi. Only people that's putting rockets in fucking space. Only people that can dig so far into the ground that they have to suss out the pressure and this, that. That's what mathematics is for. Guess what the symbol is for that? For the triangle.
I'll got another question. Are all black Africans the same?
What kind of question is that?
Are all black Africans are the same?
Are all cats the same? Are all cats the same? But are all cats related?
They come from the cat family.
Pause.
A lion is not the same as a tiger.
That's okay. So they have differences in their DNA,
Yes.
but they're from the same family, right?
Yeah.
Pause right there. So that means that a Somalian man, your ridiculous theory just now, a Somalian man and a Nigerian man might have differences in their DNA, but they're from the same family, bro.
Right. So explain why they got different phenotypes.
Because my creator's not a fucking idiot and a fucking pedophile who just makes two people and is dumb enough to just turn his back and let them do hundreds of millions of years of fucking incest, fucking populate an empty fucking planet. That's why. That's the reason why. Because my creator's not dumb. 2 eyes, 2 lips, 2 rows of teeth,
I've
2
got
nostrils.
another question for you.
Go ahead. Any question you want, I'm licking it down
Prove
today.
that you're an Egyptian by bloodline.
Do you want to prove it to you?
Prove that you're an Egyptian by bloodline.
All right, I'll prove it to you. And I'll prove that you're also an Egyptian by blood. The Egyptians were black Africans. Who are your ancestors?
My ancestors are the Hebrews. Now,
No, stop. Because you do this on the groups. You try to answer dumb and run off with it and leave it as ish. But let's dissect the dumb today. Because there's no running today. You're in the arena today. There's no running today.
Let's dissect the dumb shit.
Right. So, are your ancestors black Africans? He already admitted it at the start of the show.
So-called black Africans.
Are your ancestors from ancient Africa? Because they're black Africans. Yes.
My ancestors
were
come
the
from
Egyptians?
ancient Egyptians.
Stop for a second, bro.
Ancient Egypt, sorry.
Stop for a second. Were your ancestors black Africans? Yes or no? I don't need a story, just yes or no.
So-called black Africans.
No. Why are you not going to answer me properly?
I just did.
Be a man and just answer me properly.
Just did.
No, I don't.
Africa's not in the Bible.
Brother, Africa is in the Bible. Brother.
The God of Abraham
Now
doesn't
he's cutting me.
recognize you by the land of birth. He recognizes you
Now
by
he's
your
cutting me.
bloodline.
Now he's cutting me to talk about a mythical God that he's never seen.
Africa has many different bloodlines.
Let me answer you, because
Many different bloodlines.
Let me
One thing
answer
they
you,
have
bro.
in common
You've cut me,
is melanin,
brother. Brother, you cut me.
Is the melanin.
Is your family the ancient family of yours from ancient Africa? Yes or no?
Ancient Egypt, yes.
Your family's from ancient Egypt?
Yeah.
So then why are you saying you're not Egyptian?
Well, they're not Egyptian by bloodline. My ancestors was born in Egypt, but they're not from the Egyptian bloodline. So answer me this question. Why were the Egyptians oppressing the Hebrews?
Where did you read that story?
It's in the Bible, that same book there that you got.
The Bible's a book of myth, bro.
Why have you got it then?
Because I'm here to destroy something in it.
Oh, really? So
this book, people, nothing in this book has actually happened. This is what I need, brother. I need you to understand this. I know you believe in it so deeply that it's real to you. But I have to make you understand this, and to every other Christian who's watching this podcast session,
Israelite,
whatever you want to call them, I need to let you guys know something. Your book, number one, is owned by copyright. That means you can't go and write your own version of the Bible because they will sue you. The Jewish community will sue you. That's the first thing. Second of all, it's a book of myth. Nothing real like this has ever happened. It's a book that people believe happened in, but it's so well written out that the belief they have in it is so intense. It's an addiction. They really believe that a dragon fell out of space. Dragon? What they call it, yeah.
Komodo dragon?
When Jesus was fighting Satan in heaven, it says that the great dragon was hurled out of space. I can read it for you right now. I've got the Bible right here.
Yeah, Satan, yeah, he's a dragon.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
What's it a metaphor for? Let's talk about some metaphors.
Fallen angel.
Let's talk about some metaphors.
Out of heaven.
Let's talk about some metaphors in the Bible. I just want to show him, and to all the other religious people, I want to show you how dumb and retarded the book is. Do snakes talk?
Well, that talking snake was actually a person.
What's that a metaphor for?
Okay. When your brethren bad mind you, what would you call him?
What is a talking snake a metaphor for?
Okay, when my brethren bad minds me, he's a snake.
And how does that? What? That's how you explain that?
Yeah. Yeah. The serpent.
Do you see
the serpent,
what I'm dealing with here, people? I was going to bust the Hennessy open in a minute.
The serpent, which was a bad mind man who wanted to cause corruption on the earth.
Hold on. I thought the serpent was a snake, bro.
And it was
How's
actually
it a man?
person.
So why isn't it written?
If your brethren bad man, he's a snake.
Why is it not written that way in the Bible?
Because the Bible's full of allegories. Like the 10 virgins.
So explain to me this. The Lord thy God is a son. What's that a metaphor? What's that a metaphor for?
Yeah.
Because there are several planets.
Jesus is the son of God.
Hold on, brother. Mm-hmm. There are several planets that are brighter than the sun.
Okay.
Including Venus.
Okay.
Which is what they call Lucifer in the Bible. Mm-hmm. His name, Lucifer, when you Google it, my people, go and put Lucifer into Google. Mm-hmm. He just represents the morning appearance of Venus.
Right.
And that's the planet of love, by the way.
Venus is
not to mention that his own God, in his own book, creates evil, but yet he has a devil.
But let me
what the is a metaphor for the Lord thy God is a son? Tell me that.
You're okay, so you're a quote-unquote Egyptian, right? Do you worship
What
Egyptian
is
gods?
a metaphor? You see what he's just done?
Yeah,
He's gone past 2 questions, and
I'm listening.
He's even clocked. Let me go back to the original question.
Go on.
How is the Lord thy God a son? What the fuck is that a metaphor for?
He's the son of God.
No, it says the Lord thy God is an S-U-N.
S-U-M.
Yeah, S-U-N.
Yeah,
as in the planet.
That's a metaphor. That's, figurative language.
Like I said to you, what is calling your God a son a metaphor for?
Let me see. Brightness, wisdom.
But there are other bright planets.
Well,
why the sun in particular?
He used the sun of a metaphor. Like when we use symbolic language, we'll find anything, in our subconscious mind to use.
Get
something.
the out of here, bro.
Right now.
Did Moses live in ancient Egypt for 87 years?
He was born there.
He was born in Egypt.
Yeah.
He lived with who?
He lived with Pharaoh in his palace.
He lived with Pharaoh. Let's deal with this.
Okay, go on.
Right? So it says that he lived with Pharaoh. Moses lived with Pharaoh, and that Pharaoh apparently was unaliving loads of people and children and stuff.
Hebrews, yeah.
But apparently Moses didn't get touched. So where the fuck was Moses? Was he in the fucking cigar room or something? Or in the casino?
The
Where was he?
God of Abraham had him under protection.
Under protection, but didn't protect nobody else.
Because
the fuck out of here. Go ahead.
Because at the age of 80, Moses would come back to Egypt and liberate his people.
The age of 80. Do you know that his people were abandoned in the desert for 40 years in that story?
Yeah, because they were stubborn.
The Hebrews were stubborn.
They're very stubborn people.
Your people.
Just like you.
No, I'm not a Hebrew.
I'm
Your
trying
people.
To give you that, feed you that pill. You don't want to take it.
No.
You're being stubborn.
No. I'm no Hebrew. I'm a black African. So your people.
You look like a Hebrew to me.
You could. What? How are you qualified to say that?
Looking at your phenotype.
But what gives your eyeballs the qualification?
Phenotype of a
what gives your
West African.
What gives your eyeballs the qualifications in science?
Well,
to say that
I would assume
because that's what Hitler did.
Right
by the
now,
way.
You won't tell me you won't tell me where your parents are from, so I'm going to assume.
I said to you, I'm a black African. Doesn't matter where I'm from.
They
can call.
Came from
Pause for a second. Pause for a second. They call us Jamaicans, Grenadians, Barbadians, Americans, British. They call us all different types of names.
Okay.
Especially Jewish. We'll go to that in a minute. Mm-hmm. But I know myself, and my ancestors have always known each other as black Africans. Is this guy mad or what?
By lineage. Prove your.
Did you not hear what I just said to you? I'm a black African.
Prove that by
I'm
genetics.
everything. I'm Somalian. I'm Egyptian. I'm Eritrean. I'm Kenyan. I'm everything in one, baby. I'm everything in one, baby.
Okay.
I'm black African.
If we should go to Somalia right now and ask them, what are you? They'll tell you you're a Bantu.
Maybe a modern day Somalian who you just randomly ask, yeah. But the ones who are cultured, the ones who know themselves, they know they're nothing to do. You haven't, listen. We've been on air, yeah? We've been on air for about 20 minutes or so, yeah? 15, 20 minutes. And you haven't shown me any evidence at all that proves that, number one, there's a Hebrew bloodline in existence. Okay, that's non-existent.
I got more proof.
All he's going to go to is the haplogroups.
I got more proof.
But all the haplogroups show is a bunch of numbers, okay? Scientific human molecular science. Human molecular science is something I study. Those numbers are from human molecular science. Mm-hmm. It's a study of human molecules in the blood. Mm-hmm. It's nothing to do with the blood group, really. Mm-hmm. It's just showing you the molecules in the blood. So they're saying that if a molecule in the blood is similar, they will relate it. Mm-hmm. But he's not even saying where he's getting that from.
Right,
He's just gone to some random site. Chatting shit about haplogroups.
I got information of the Baza people.
From what website?
From Cameroon.
From what website?
It's called what? I can't pronounce it.
Kalanu. What the fuck is Kalanu? Let's go to Google.
Right.
Fuck Kalanu, bro.
Right. Now, according to...
Let's go to Wikipedia or something.
Hold on. According to the oral history of the Baza people of Cameroon...
Mm-hmm. He's coming with chat again. He ain't showing nothing.
Who was the military chief and the great-grandson of Judah, right? He was a military chief in the Egyptian... Melech.
Oh. Okay.
Melech, he was the chief captain of the Egyptian army.
Okay.
Right? Now,
according to Kalalunu or whatever that site is.
Yeah. No.
So it could be.
No, it's actually.
We'll
from
trust
the people, It's actually from the Baza people.
How the fuck do you know that, bro? How do you know that?
Right here.
How do you know that?
Listen. Now, rather than, and this is Melech, rather than stay behind and protect his privileges and embark on the journey with Moses. He stayed behind to protect his privileges in Egypt. But when he learned that Pharaoh and his army drowned at the Red Sea, he was afraid that the Egyptians would kill the remaining Hebrews in Egypt. So,
but obviously not Moses.
He gathered up his family, left Egypt, went over the River Nile, through Nigeria, and landed in Cameroon. Now,
what the fuck does that prove, man?
Hold on. When they got to their final destination, they was practicing their Hebrew customs until the Germans arrived.
No, they weren't, bro. They're practicing African customs. You've gone to a site that's not even a legit site.
The Germans forbade their...
I'm going to let him finish, because after this, his head's off.
The Germans forbade the Baza people from keeping their Hebrew customs by putting them to deletion. Read between the lines, right? But they still kept these
According to a site called Kalanu.
They kept their Hebrew traditions.
Which is no doubt a Hebrew site.
They kept their Hebrew traditions in secret until the French came.
Is that a Hebrew site you're reading from?
It's a Jewish site.
It's a Jewish. He's gone to
plausible.
So no, stop, because you're being biased. No.
Hold on.
No, because you're being biased.
Okay, go ahead.
He has gone to biased information. Yeah. He's gone to his own people to prove me wrong in something. Do you see what he has to do? You see how childish it makes their minds? But I've got the World History Encyclopedia. And I'm going to world history. He has gone to a Jewish site to try to prove me wrong. That's done up.
Okay,
That's
so
done up because obviously they're going to back you because it's a Jewish site.
Answer me this question.
Hold on, pause. Why would you even go to a Jewish site? He's trying to prove that he's not a Christian or a Jew.
Okay, do you want
but
me
he's
to know
gone to
why?
a Jewish site.
Okay, do you want me to tell you why?
Your head is off today. Go ahead.
Now,
You can say the you want.
The 1948 people, I don't want to say their name too tough on camera because it's going on YouTube. The 1948 people don't have oral traditions of their migration routes from the Middle
Neither
East
did the Hebrew Israelites.
all the way to
They're
Europe.
not in world history.
Well, you have to answer. You'd have to explain why these Baza people of Cameroon keep Hebrew customs.
Listen to me, brother.
And this
brother,
predates
brother,
colonialism.
Brother,
so
brother,
why do they keep Hebrew customs?
Brother, it's not a Hebrew custom. Nothing is attached. Hold on. Let me.
What custom is it then?
You're asking me a question. Let me answer you.
Go ahead.
Nothing you read on a Jewish site even
Right.
that he's saying he's not a Jew. Do you know what I put on my TikTok earlier today? Go on my TikTok, DuahMutef1, right? DuahMutef1, all right? I put on there earlier a picture, which I'm going to edit into this. You've probably seen it on the screen now, people, where his God's name is the I am that I am, right? Now, I went back and forth with this guy for about 2 days. He ran from me for 2 days. Came back on the third day, message, we're going back and forth. I said to him, are you ready to answer the question now? He still went around the question. I'm saying to him, the I am that I am is Yahweh, is Elohim, is El Shaddai. He was like, nah, Dua, nah, we got, the I am that I am is a different God. I showed him the list of Jewish God's names, of God's name in Judaism. He still wouldn't have it. The thing you're seeing on the screen right now, he still wouldn't have it.
Judaism is a religion. We don't practice Judaism. We practice our Hebrew customs.
But you're on a Jewish site to get your information.
Yeah, because the Jews, they've even gone to Igbo land, Nigeria to ask about.
Can you show
why
me
they keep these customs?
Show me a blood group that says Hebrew Israelite.
E1B1A.
No, no. That says E1B1A. You sound crazy right now. That says E1B1A, B. That doesn't say Hebrew Israelite. So you're wrong.
E1B1A.
Like I said to you, that says E1B1A. That says E1B1A. If E1B1 is a translation for Hebrew Israelite, then show it. You won't be able to show it. E1B1A just means Igbo.
Hold up.
It just means Igbo 1, a blood group. He thinks E1B1A means Hebrew Israelite. It don't say nothing to do with no Hebrew Israelite. It says E1B1A. He just read it out. It didn't say nothing to do. Did it say Hebrew Israelite people?
The Lemba people of Zimbabwe.
No. Go
South
ahead.
Africa, right?
That was the answer.
According to their oral tradition, the Lembas entered Africa through Yemen.
He's still reading from a Jewish site, people.
Ago,
Show the people your phone. Show them your phone. Look at the site he's reading from. But he wants man to fuck with that. You want me to go onto a Jewish site?
Are you ready to listen?
No, I'm not. Why the fuck am I listening to Jewish information? What? I've got the world. Listen to me, people.
He's been drinking the Kool-Aid.
Atlas of world history versus a Jewish site because he, Mr. Hebrew Israelite over here, wants to prove his point. So he runs to a Jewish site.
But why do these?
Pause for a second.
Why do these Africans keep Hebrew customs?
You're just chatting. You look foolish right now.
Where
You're just chatting. Looking foolish. Like I said,
I'd rather be a fool then. Where
you are a fool. Cause I'm telling you right now. I'll tell you why you're a fool.
I'm a sexy fool.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why you're a fool. Yeah, I still love you as my brother, but you're just a fool for them. And I'll tell you why you're a fool for them, bro.
I'm a sucker for knowledge.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Because you're reading from something that you're claiming not to be. You're saying that you're not Jewish.
We're Hebrews.
You're Hebrew, so you're not Jewish, right?
No, we're not Jewish.
Show them your phone again. He's not Jewish, but he's on a Jewish site to get his information about Hebrew Israelites.
Okay, but people...
No, it's my turn to talk. Okay. You had your turn, and you up. Now I'm going to read some real information to you, people.
Go ahead, son.
Right. So, in the World Book of Actual History in the world, where his people ain't nowhere near to be seen, it says, and I quote, let me show you first. Human origins. Can we see that? Can we see that? Get a zoom on that and the edit. You see that? You see them two skulls? Right? One of them is African skull, and one of them's the African skull when it's settled for being human. Let me get it one more time. One is the African skull, and one's the African skull when they settled for being human. Because we were greater than that before. We settled for being human, African people. Now let me read some real information that's really in the world that children can go to a museum any day of the week and read off of a wall. Fossilized bones and footprints show that the fundamental human adaptation of biodialism, walking on two legs, had evolved in Africa. Not in Jerusalem. Not because of Jacob.
I've got a question.
Hold on. Not because of Moab. You know? Just because the Africans were the first fucking humans. Let me keep going before he goes to his question. 4 bipedal hominoids were discovered. I'll stop there to let him ask his question. But after his question, his head's coming fully off. Go ahead.
My head is still attached.
Your head's coming off, bro.
It's still attached.
It's coming off.
It's still attached.
Because nothing I'm going to read here has anything to do with no Hebrew Israelite. You failed to prove your point, but go ahead.
You're going to dream tonight and that seed is going to be planted.
You're dreaming by reading the book.
Okay.
You're reading the Bible.
Now, in world history,
which I have right here in front of me.
Are the ancient Egyptians portrayed as black or white?
Everyone knows the ancient Egyptians are black, but go ahead.
I'm asking in world history.
Do you want me to show you?
All right, okay.
This is Africa. These are see these skulls. Zoom in on the edit. Yeah. See these skulls? Those are the humanoids.
Right.
They call them homonyms.
Right.
They're all black. Hold on. All of them are black. So what that shows, what this is showing, is all 4 stages of the human origin took place in Africa, and none of it involved the monkey.
I got a point.
Not a single one involved the fucking Hebrew Israelite either.
I got a question I would like to ask you.
Anything you want, mate.
Do you remember that Netflix series about Cleopatra that was produced by Jada Pinkett Smith?
Yes, I do.
Right. Now,
Who gives a f*** Cleopatra?
I've had debates. It wasn't so much about Cleopatra, but it was about ancient Egypt. I had debates with so-called Egyptians back in Egypt. And
You mean black Africans?
No. Like the Egyptians. You know them modern Egyptians.
I
had
so the
debates with them.
Arabic-looking Egyptians, kind of.
Yeah. I've had debates with them,
yeah.
and I've showed them proof that the ancient Egyptians are actually black people, melanated people.
It's a fact, yeah.
But for them, they're like, no. The Egyptians were not black. We're the real Egyptians.
I know.
And they were telling me about Tutankhamun and the Egyptian gods, and that was written on a wall, and these images.
That's what colonizers do.
Here says that the ancient Egyptians look like us. But I'm looking and I'm thinking, but I've met real Egyptians in Britain. I've met them and they're black. So where did you come from? And I pulled out the information and I told them that you're descendants of colonizers. You're not real Egyptians.
It's a fact.
Dark indigenous people, like in Australia.
The phenotype for all life is black.
Right?
So that means your ancestors are Africans, bro. They're not Hebrews.
Indigenous people
They're not
are
Hebrews.
melanated.
Exactly. So
My ancestors
pause
are
right there.
Hebrews.
Pause right there. So you know right now that the Hebrews that you're fucking with, none of them are black. Listen, my man lives in a part of London where he's down the road from a Jewish community. Now, what I want you to do is, when you got time, bro, just walk around their community and say, "Hi guys, I'm a Hebrew like you."
You know, funny.
Hold on. Oh, actually, go on. My bad. Sorry.
I've had debates with Jews on YouTube, right?
From their ends, from north.
No. Like, I've had debates from Jews in Britain and in America on YouTube in a group chat, right? And I gave them this same information, and I said to them, okay, if you are the real covenant people, show me oral history of your migration routes from the Middle East to Europe, and I want to see Hebrew names.
They won't be able to answer
of
that.
Places in Germany.
They won't be able to answer it. No way.
Thank you. They couldn't.
But that's what I'm saying to my brother. That's what I'm saying to you, bro. You're connecting yourself to a people who don't even fuck with you, bro.
So who are the people then? They're not the people.
I know they're not the people. I'm trying to show you.
So who are the people then?
If you let me answer you, I'll tell you the people.
Go ahead.
You just admitted that every single Aboriginal person is black.
Yeah.
On the entire planet,
That's
bro.
a fact.
So what that shows you, my brother, is that there was a point in history where people travelled. This is the world. This is an encyclopedia for children that my 9-year-old reads. And I'll open it up to where the Africans are being highlighted yet again. Nobody named Hebrew.
So
Just
are we
Africans.
the same as Samoans? Because Samoans
Absolutely.
are melanated.
Of course.
Really?
Yes, we're related to all melanated people. This is why on the cover of the Oxford
Right.
Children's Encyclopedia,
Right.
it says comics to Ghana. And there's a reason why
Why
it
do
says
Ghanaians keep Hebrew customs? Why do they circumcise their male children on the 8th day?
He's gone back to it.
Because I've had a debate with a Ghanaian man called Kwaku, and I asked him this question: why do you circumcise your sons?
Because Africans have always done that.
On the 8th day.
Because Africans have always done that. It's nothing to do with Hebrews.
Where did that originate from?
Africans predate Hebrews.
He could not tell me.
Brother.
And I said, brother, that's in the Bible. That's in Genesis 21:4. I showed it to him.
Show me something else out of the Bible that's real. Let's table this. Show me something else out of the Bible that's actually really happening today. Show me.
Okay, the rock of Rephidim. Right?
The rock of who?
The rock of Rephidim.
You can't prove shit with that rock. It's a rock in the middle of nowhere that's split.
Okay.
And the Bible says this and this and this happened. Can't prove shit.
Now,
show me that rock in here.
Please, according to geologists, they found aquatic remains at the base of that rock. Now, in Exodus 17, right, it was said that Moses, the Israelites, our ancestors, needed a drink because they was thirsty from that long journey from Egypt into the desert. So they needed a drink. Them thirsty. So the man said, all right, split the rock and make the man
Pause. Let's go slow. We got time, don't worry. We got time.
Exodus 17.
We've got time, yeah?
Exodus 17, people.
So because the Bible says that somebody's meant to split a rock, that's your excuse for why that rock's there?
No, hold on. Answer me this question, because...
Does it say it anywhere else apart from the Bible?
Huh?
Does it say that anywhere else apart from the Bible?
No, in Exodus 17.
No, I'm saying if you close the Bible... Right, so let's close the Bible. Don't need Bible. Bible's over there.
Right.
Let's go to now real world history. Show me where that is in world history.
I got another one. I got another one for you.
He's run from that. You see what I'm saying? He's not ready for me.
Acts 11
he's a baby for me, man.
In Acts 11 and 26.
He's learning though.
Where's Antioch today?
You tell me.
It's in Turkey.
And what the f does that prove?
Okay. That New Testament you have right there?
Right here.
Based on that's based on the Roman Empire.
But ain't that your book? Ain't the Bible your book?
Now,
you just been quoting verses from the Bible. Now you're saying it's from the Roman Empire.
Let me explain. The New Testament, people,
this dude,
for all the Christians out there listening, let me tell you what the New Testament is really about. The New Testament is about Paul writing letters to the Israelites who were scattered throughout the Roman Empire because
in the Bible,
mingling with the pagans and practicing pagan customs, much like what our people are doing today. Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, Halloween. According to Jeremiah 10, we're not supposed to be practicing with these pagan gods, Egyptian gods and Roman gods. We shouldn't have nothing to do with that.
You mean the same pagan gods that Moses was... Hold on.
Our own God.
You mean the same pagan gods that Moses was worshipping when he lived there for 87 years?
Moses did not worship pagan gods.
The Bible said that Moses was learned of all the way of the Egyptian.
Right, but he was still under the covering of the Most High God, Abraham.
So how you learn all the ways of the people, live there for 87 years. Let me tell you something for now. I've been living in England 45 years. I know every single... I can walk around and go, you right, bruv? We say, mate, listen, sort of walk down there, Tone, right? Take that down there and give him a tinkle and that. I can speak their language. Well, hold on. I can watch their programs, which I do. We all watch Big Brother. We all watch Squid Game. Hold on, let me break my point.
Sorry.
Yeah? So how the f*** are you going to be in someone's country, living amongst the people for 100 years, and you don't adapt their customs? Let me tell you the custom of Kemet, which they call Egypt. One of their first customs is every single day you have to recite the 42 laws of Ma'at every day, 4 times a day. Okay? And there are 42 of the laws. Obviously, they extracted 10 of them and made the 10 commandments. Second thing you have to do every day in Egypt, you have to learn. Kemet was the center of learning for hundreds of years. He's going around these facts. He has no facts for the Hebrew Israelites, but he wants to come on here and try and disprove Africans at being African. Well, I'm going to be relentlessly African. You don't have no question for me.
My question to you
What question do you have for me when you're not even in history?
Why do these sub-Saharan Africans keep Hebrew customs, i.e.
in your own brain,
circumcise their male sons on the 8th day?
Let me answer you. I'll answer you.
Go ahead.
In your brain, you're stuck on thinking that it's a Hebrew Israelite tradition because something in your brain...
What's the origin of that custom?
Let me finish my answer now, bruv.
Go on.
Something in your world, in your brain, is stuck on the fact that it's a Hebrew Israelite custom.
I love being stuck.
Let me challenge you. Prove to me right now it's a Hebrew Israelite custom. Show me where it says Hebrew Israelite underneath the custom.
Genesis 21 and 4.
No, I'm not talking about in a mythical book. In world history.
Why is it in the book then?
Because it's a book of myth. Anything can be in there. It's got fucking talking snakes, bruv.
Make it make sense. If it's a mythical book, why is so quote unquote African customs in the white man's book, quote unquote? Huh?
In a book that
answer me that. All right. So
in a book that came after African civilization.
Why, if it was African custom, if the Bible was a white man's book, right? And
it's a colonizer book.
African
it's
custom,
a colonizer's book.
Why would they put that in the Bible?
Why
would they put people that they hate?
I hate to answer you.
That they hate in
I hate to break your heart,
Bible,
bro. I hate to break
that question.
Let me answer.
Why would they put that in the Bible?
So let me answer you then.
Go ahead.
I hate to break your heart with this truth, but the Bible, my brother, is not a book of reality, bro. The Bible. Let me finish. The Bible talks about talking snakes, a snake that spoke to a woman in a garden. It's talking about, a great flood. Let's talk about the great flood, for example. How the fuck does salt water fill the planet for 40 days and nights, which is over a month, almost 2 months, and then over 2 months later, a olive leaf is in the bird's mouth. Where the fuck did that come from? How the fuck does an olive tree grow underneath salt water for 40 days? Tell me that.
The flood subsided and everything started to blossom again.
Brother, slow down. You said the flood subsided. You know what happens when salt water subsides from things?
Go ahead.
It destroys everything.
Right.
If it's not seaweed and it's meant to be underwater where the creator put it, if it's above ground, it can't take salt water. Salt water does certain things. Like if people at home, you know this. If you got maybe an abscess on your mouth or something and you gargle salt water, it's a cleaner, it's a cleanser, right? So it tears things up really. It's a fiber taker. It tears up fibers. So yes, it can help you, but salt water is all bad for land-based plants. What this guy's talking about. So a bird goes away the first day that the boat crashes and gets a fully green olive leaf. Let me tell you a fact that's in this book. That's not in his poison book. Yeah? Olive trees
in that book.
Olive trees
Prove
don't
your bloodline.
Olive trees don't grow underwater. That's a fact. Number 2, olive trees will not be able to grow under a month's worth of salt water from the sea. That's number 2. Number 3, how did the animals get to Noah? Answer me that. They walked from where? So the animals that were in Switzerland walked through the sea.
Those on Switzerland back then.
The animals that weren't in Africa with Noah.
In Africa, yeah.
The animals that were in Europe, how the fuck did they get there? The animals that were in South America, how did they get there? The land had moved by then, so I don't know what you're talking about. The land had moved. It says that in the creation story, it says that God made everything inside of how many days?
7 days.
7 days. On the 4th day, guess what he just made? On the 4th day, the sun and moon.
So let me ask you a question.
So you got 3 days of plants, water, animal life, mud, earth, and no sun. Fuck out there.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe in spirituality?
Yes, I absolutely do.
So how
you should be able to tell.
Right. So how is it that you don't believe in the God of Abraham? If you believe in spirituality,
I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
As soon as you close the fucking book, kaboosh! God vanishes. His God vanishes as soon as they close the book. But every single day, I see the sun shining.
Okay.
Every single day, I'm breathing in oxygen. Every day. And I don't see no Yahweh. I don't see no Allah.
How do you know oxygen is there if you can't see it?
Because it goes in my fucking lungs, bro.
Right.
And I go,
let me ask you a question.
That's how the fuck I know it's there. I don't have to believe that it's there. I know it's there.
To the listening audience, this man says he believes in spirituality. Let's get back to the rock of Rephidim. Now, if Moses did not split that rock, listen to the question.
So according to his book, go ahead.
Listen, audience.
This is not in world history. This is in his book.
Moses didn't split that rock. Then explain to me what geological events split that rock of Rephidim. So that rock is in northwest Saudi Arabia, by the way.
So you're telling me no other event could have taken place to split a stone apart from in the Bible?
Well, why did geologists find aquatic remains at the base of the rock?
I'll tell you why.
Go ahead. Because
there are aquatic creatures that live in the water.
So where's the evidence of the aquatic creatures?
Let's go to the beach right now. I'll show you some aquatic. Let's go scuba diving right now. I'll show you some aquatic creatures. Oh mate, you got no argument, bruv. You're done, bruv.
Okay, yeah.
You're done, bruv.
Wishful thinking. Now, according to geologists,
you're done. You didn't prove nothing today. What have you proven? What have you shown? Apart from a Jewish website on your phone.
Okay, but you ain't. You're done. You haven't proved that you're an Egyptian. You have to prove that by your bloodline.
Let me go slowly. Because he cut me before I got to talk about the book.
Go ahead.
My 9-year-old with this book. He's 9.
Very good.
Okay?
Very nice.
Now, this connects Ghanaians to ancient Africans in this book. And I can show you it. I can show you, but I'm not gonna. You know why?
Ancient Egypt?
Yeah. What do you think that is? And what do you think that is? So when it says comics to Ghana,
Thank you for admitting that.
Ghanaians are Egyptians. Somalians are Egyptians. Let me finish.
What's the difference between them?
You're looking for a difference because you're taught to by your book and your God. I don't, because I'm spiritual and I know that all black people are my family. I don't have to divide them into little groups and go, well, I can't fuck with you because you're Somalian and I can't fuck with you.
I never said that. But people, what's the difference between a Somali and a Somali Bantu?
There is no difference. They are all black people.
Why?
You are the difference.
Why is the
people
phenotype
like you
difference?
are the difference, bro?
Why are
people
the
like you are the difference.
Let me answer
They have minor differences in their
me ask the
cultures.
question.
That's like dark-skinned people have a different culture to light-skinned people. You never know that.
So are you saying that we're the same as Samoans? In the Polynesian Islands?
Listen,
In the Pacific?
the Polynesians are black people.
We know that.
It's a fact.
But
Of course, we're related to them.
Are we and them the same?
We're not the same, but we're related to them. But why are you clapping? What are you talking about? What victory have you come into?
You just admitted that we're not the same. Thank you.
But we are
you.
from the same ancestor. What are you talking about? Are your ancestors black and African? Yes or no?
Okay, so because...
No. Answer.
me and my brother's from the same mother, are me and my brother the same person?
Oh my word.
Thank you very much.
Pause. Who's he? He's clapping to himself. He's gassed on his own self. Let me tell you something, yeah?
Have you got siblings?
My
you and your
man's-
siblings are not the same. You come from the same mother, same father, doesn't mean that you and them... Twins are not even the same.
What does that mean?
Today I was watching...
Do they have the same parent?
The Whisperers.
Pause. Do they have the same parent?
Yes, they do.
Well, then your argument's done.
Okay,
Say chatting.
Let me make a point. Let me make a point, please.
Go ahead.
Let me make a point.
Go ahead.
The Whisperers, they're back in the day R&B group, right? In that group, there are 5 people, but there's 2 sets of twins, right? Now, one of the brothers, they're both born in the, they're twins. One of the brothers said that he liked the Bay Area in Los Angeles, but the other twin brother said he doesn't like the Bay Area, right? Even though they're twins and they have the same genetics, they're different people because they have different tastes, right? Me and my brother, we come from the same mother.
Do they have the same
father.
parent? Do they have the same parent?
Yeah.
So you're done again. You're done.
Me and my brother got the
just
same
chatting
mom. I'm the same dad.
Slight differences.
I'm 5'10".
So
he's 6'3".
so
right?
what?
When people see me and him, they're like, oh, they assume that me and him are friends because we look completely different.
And you got the same
I'm like, no,
parent.
we're brothers.
You got the same parent, right?
But are we the same person?
So you stop chatting shit, bro. Stop chatting shit now.
No, we're
You're
not.
just sitting here chatting shit.
Valid point.
No, you didn't make cool. That's why you're clapping to yourself. No one's clapping for you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Even though we might be from the same ancestor, we migrate abroad the planet, right?
My people.
And establish our own bloodlines. So that's why there's a difference between a Somali
Which he has not been able.
and a Somali Bantu.
Let me say this now, because all you're doing is chatting about the same shit over and over.
Me, I'm chatting.
You're just
fruits.
chatting bare shit.
Chatting
You're not putting out no fruits and
information.
nothing, okay? Because you ain't even been able to prove
I'm
that
planting that
Hebrew
seed.
Israelites even exist.
You can't even prove,
In what?
You can't even prove why so-called Africans practice Hebrew customs
Do Hebrew Israelites exist in world history?
in Black history.
Do Hebrew Israelites exist in world history?
Black history.
You see what I'm saying, people? He knows he can't answer.
Because
No. It's my turn now. My turn now.
Go ahead. I want to make.
He's
my point
chatting. He's chatting about the Bantu or Igbo being, having some kind of customs that are Hebrew Israelite, but he can't show me. He can't say to me, Dua, look where it's official in history that the Bantus were doing Hebrew Israel. Then I'll have to accept it. What he's doing is he's going to a Jewish site that he don't even fuck with. He only fuck with it because he was coming on the show. He don't fuck with that site.
I do.
He don't fuck with that site.
Let me tell you why I do. Because
A Jewish site, right?
but
You're not Jewish. But you're not Jewish. So why are you fucking with a Jewish site?
Let me make my point.
Why are you fucking with a Jewish site and you're not Jewish?
Can I respond to that question?
Is your God Yahweh?
No.
Is your God I am that I am?
Yes.
Is your God Elohim?
You're quoting gods from Judaism. We don't practice Judaism.
You showed me on a Jewish site. You're fucking with the Jews, but you only conveniently fuck with them to make yourself look good in an ego mode.
Let me make a point.
Why? No. Before your point made,
Go on.
answer the question. Why are you on a Jewish site if you're not Jewish?
Because the Africans have an oral tradition. Those Jewish people don't.
You're on a Jewish site trying to prove me wrong because the Africans have an oral... Hold on. Let me get it all out. You're on a Jewish site trying to prove me wrong, DuahMutef1 wrong, of ancient Egypt, wrong. Using a Jewish site that he's claiming not to be because the Africans had an oral tradition and bullshit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Now,
What's he really talking about?
Listen.
Go ahead.
Now, according to my research, Jewish scientists have traveled to Sudan, Nigeria, other parts of sub-Sahara Africa, and Jamaica to do research on our people. Why would they do that? If they want nothing to do with us and we're not the real Hebrews, why are Jewish scientists doing research?
Colonizers been doing that for years. This is boring, man. You're just chatting about shit that's already happened.
If we're a useless bunch of people, why are they doing scientific research on us? Why? Why don't they just leave us alone then? If we ain't nothing to them.
You've gone completely away from the subject we're talking about. I'm saying to you, I'm asking you a question. I'm not gonna go slow, and I'll take as long as I need to take. Right?
No problem.
Because this is my people. First of all, people understand something. I take off my hat to this guy because, much like Octavia, who used to be sitting next to me. Anybody who's brave enough to go against DuahMutef1 and get their head sliced off in knowledge.
My head is still attached.
You're welcome to my finances and you're welcome to my studio. But let me say this. I got some video.
You'll thank me and say,
I forgot to get some video clips. Let me say this, right? No, I ain't gonna thank you for nothing because you just chat shit.
One day.
No, I won't, bro.
You will.
I'm gonna tell you something, yeah, on a level. I love you, you're my brother, but you chat a bunch of shit.
Respect.
I'll tell you why you chat, right?
Touch fist.
I'll tell you why you chat. Right?
We may disagree, but it's all love.
It's gonna be all love. This guy's gonna be a regular, trust me. Let me tell you why he chat, right? We're here. So you see, it's me and SirBoss. We're here. Sorry, not even SirBoss. Me and SirBoss are here.
SirBoss.
We're here with a little bit of Henny and ting in the building, and we're doing what we're doing. All right? We're in a little personal room, so I'll just do a quick video of us from behind. I'll do it from about there. Right? Sorry, people on camera. Give me a second. Right. So let's do a little recap. In the last hour, I've challenged this brother here who reckons he's a Hebrew Israelite to prove to me that he's a Hebrew Israelite. He's been unable to do that. You know what he's done? No, you can I finish? What he's done was run to a Jewish website.
Indeed.
Or his Bible.
Indeed.
Which are both mythical.
Indeed.
To prove something when I've come here not only with the encyclopedia of world history, but I've also come with the Atlas of world history, people.
Interesting book. That's a large book.
It is a large book. Now let me continue, right? Because he don't understand how much I read. He don't understand how much that his book.
Read the Bible.
I will never read the Bible. He don't understand.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Number one, the first thing why I don't read the Bible is when you close the book.
Why do we teach our kids about Santa Claus?
Can I finish my answer?
Go ahead.
When you close the book, the God vanishes. There's no God's helping the kids of Hamas and Palestine. No physical God has come out the sky to help the kids of Ukraine and Russia. No God came out the sky for you African people when you were under the clutches of this beast for almost 500 years. They perfected brutality and they perfected torture on you. They've designed the devices on you that will do things to you that is inhumane on the highest degree and level. They completely use an anti-God, an anti-creator attitude against Africans. And to the point where we're so damaged from being given this book on the plantations, because there were plantation churches. That's where you get the verse, slave obey thy master. That's where it comes from. They taught you 3 pages and beat it into you. Beat your woman in front of you. Her in front of you. Let me finish. Had her bite her own umbilical cord in the field.
Egyptians did worse.
You say that, but you can't prove it. Where's your proof? I have the book of world history right here. What do you have? What does he have? A Bible and his belief.
He wants to recap. Now, people. Now, my question is, why do Nigerians, Ghanaians, Congolese, Gabonese people, Sierra Leoneans, the Mende tribe, all those tribes.
Do what?
In West Africa keep Hebrew customs?
I'm going to answer this one more time for him slowly because it's like it's driven him crazy a bit. It does take a bit of your brain away because he's recapping it like he didn't hear what I said to him. Yeah? You haven't been able to prove that none of the Igbo or Igbo, all the names you called were... Let me answer. All the names you called were African, not Hebrew. That's the first thing. Second of all, you've shown no evidence at all that the Hebrew Israelite apparent tradition existed in ancient Africa. All you've done is run to a Jewish site to try and prove me wrong. Why would, if I'm trying to prove him wrong on ancient Africa,
Okay.
and I run to an ancient African site,
I got a point.
is that biased or no?
I got a point.
You don't have no point.
Explain the oral traditions of the Igbos of Nigeria. Go ahead.
The oral traditions are African traditions. Circumcising a child's penis is African.
What's the origin of
Let me finish. Circumcising a child's penis. Oh, right, I've run out of fucking room. Circumcising a child's penis is not Hebrew, it's African.
What's the origin of that culture?
The origin is African, bro.
Yeah. What's the specific origin of that culture?
The specific origin is African, bro.
Why is it in the Bible then?
Let me tell you why
Why is it in the quote-unquote white man's book?
Let me tell you why some of these things are in the Bible. All right? Is Jesus a white man?
He's a black man.
Why is that in the Bible that he's white?
Because they've bastardized the Bible.
Did you?
They've taken.
This is where it's game over for him, you know.
Quote-unquote information.
I'm not even looking at him. I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone fucking around, and he's just chopped his own head off. They bastardized the Bible.
One second. The Council of Nicaea.
I'll let him talk. Go ahead.
Took books out the Bible. They took the Apocrypha out the Bible so that we won't know the origins of our people and the origins of their people.
Mm-hmm. So the Bible is bastardized.
Even Egyptian history has been bastardized, because if you ask modern day Egyptians where the Egyptians
I'm on my phone.
they'll tell you no, we're the real Egyptians, right? Because if they admit that the real Egyptians were black, then they have to admit that
the real
Hebrews are black as well.
Watch how you end them. Watch how you end them. Watch how you end them, people.
No, you have to explain.
Is the Bible, has the Bible
right now? You have to explain.
You just said the Bible was bastardized.
Tradition of the Igbo customs.
I will, but we're dealing with this first, one at a time. One at a time, bro.
That question.
One at a time.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the Bible is bastardized?
Yeah.
So the Bible isn't totally true?
No, the Bible is true, but they've put little details in there to throw people off.
So there's parts of a little detail to throw someone off, to me, is something that makes the rest of the book invalid. I don't know. To me, if I'm driving a car and the brakes are kind of a bit funny, I'm not gonna fucking drive it, and I drive every day. If I'm getting on a fucking train and the driver jumps out halfway through the journey, and we're doing about 90 miles an hour, and you see the driver just jump out, are you gonna fucking sit on the train?
Yeah.
You're gonna want to get off. You will, I know. And the rest of the fucking Hebrews, they were fucking crashing and burning up. But the smart people, the wise people, the divine people, we just jump the fuck off too. Because we know that if this is the Per Emheru, this book is called the Per Emheru. This is the only place you find Israel in the ancient time. Isis, Ra, and El.
Let's read that book.
It's a prayer.
Is Israel in there?
Israel's absolutely in here.
All right, let's read that.
I'll show it to you. Right? Now, in this book here, I'll go to the Nook first.
He just chopped his own head off, people. You should have never brought that book now.
How did I chop my own head off when you just...
You just mentioned Israel. Thank you very much.
I didn't say Israel. I said the prayer to Isis, Ra, and El. No such thing as Israel.
You said Israel.
I said the prayer...
We'll watch this back later and see.
Yeah, for real. They will watch it back. I know they'll realise that you got duppied on here, bruv. And you're not about no information at all.
I'm still here.
Like I said, he's not proved cool. But let me show you what I can prove. Not only have I proved that the first homonyms were African, which proves that his book ain't got no place in history and none of it's real. The whole thing's a myth.
So where's your
You don't have a flood. You don't have a flood on the earth that covers the entire planet for over a month and still have an ecosystem after that. You don't. You just don't. You don't have a fucking olive tree. If you study the olive tree, people, I advise you, study the olive tree. When you study the olive tree, you realise it can't grow in salt water. So where the fuck did the bird get the leaf from? How the fuck is it that God is in this Bible talking about, and on the fourth day, here's light, a greater light for the day and a lesser light for the night. So what the fuck was lighting up the entire galaxy for the first 3 days? God? Huh? What the fuck lit up the galaxy and the earth? If the sun goes in for 2 minutes, what happens? Everything's dead. But they're telling you, they're trying to tell DuahMutef and my 2 king sons that are going to be pharaohs like me, leaders, organizers. Pharaoh just means king of the house. It just means king.
I know that.
Moses was a king, was a pharaoh. You think I'm teaching my
Moses
sons?
was king of the Cushites.
You think I'm teaching my son? The Cushites
Moses left Egypt at the age of 18 when he slew that Egyptian god.
Do you think I'm teaching my children that Lot, his 2 daughters, on a 3-page story that I can pull up right now? You think I'm teaching my? You think I'm?
Context.
What is the context for having sex with your own two daughters?
They got him drunk.
They got him drunk. So have you ever been drunk before?
Yeah.
And could your daughter climb on you even if you were drunk?
I have a daughter.
Could your niece climb on you if she was drunk?
No, they couldn't. They know better.
No. I'm not asking if they know better. I'm saying to you, if you were drunk, like drunk,
yeah,
to how they're saying that Lot was drunk, you would f your own nieces?
Let's put that into context. The reason why.
Yes or no? F the context. Yes or no?
No, please. Let's put that into
context. He's gonna put.
Let's put that into
his own nieces into context. Go ahead.
Which was like ancient Egypt, a very pagan place.
Where Moses lived for 87 years.
God told them, look, I'm going to, delete this whole place. So I'm going to run out quick. And don't look back.
How did God tell him?
He sent angels in the form of men to warn them to get out of Dodge. Now, when they was running from the place that was being blown up,
bro, we don't need the whole story. What you said?
Lot's wife looked back, she froze in.
We don't need the whole story. How are you explaining fucking your own daughters?
Okay. Cut a long story short.
How are you explaining fucking your nieces?
Cut a long story short.
Go ahead.
Went inside a cave. So the girls thought that there was no more men left.
You're still telling a story. You're still telling a story, bro.
Destruction.
You're still telling a story.
So they said, okay, context.
How is it okay?
Let's go get our father drunk and have intercourse with him. So that's what happened.
How the fuck did you put that into?
There was no more men left on the planet.
Pause for a second. How the fuck did you put that into context?
I just did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You just told a story.
The reason why they had intercourse with their father because they thought there was no more men left on the planet after that.
But yet Yahweh blesses the babies. One's a Moabite tribe and one's a Beshiite tribe.
He didn't bless them.
Yes, he did. That's why you get the Moabites. You don't know about your book. I know more about your book than you do. That's the problem with you.
Okay, but if
that's the problem with you.
The book is
so you've lost, bro.
If the book is fairy tale, if the book is fairy tale, then how are you gonna know if it's real or fake if you never read the book?
Because snakes don't talk.
Huh?
Because snakes don't talk.
Okay, but how do you believe in Egyptian gods who, have sex with each other? Male gods who have sex with each other. How do you believe in?
It's over for him, people.
A god
it's
getting
over for him. You see what happened?
By his own nephew by eating his own semen. Huh?
That's a like I said, that's a story. That's a spiritual. First of all, that's a spiritual story, and second of all, it's not read in that
that's
context.
A red flag right there.
First of all, it's a spiritual story. You're saying that your book of the Bible is physically real. So you're trying to just compare. You're trying to hold on, bro, hold on, because all you lot do is shout. You're trying to compare a physically real book, which is what you're calling the Bible. You're saying it's got real dates in it, Dua, and there's real history in there, and everything that happened was real.
Yeah.
So God knew that people would be fucking their own mothers and sisters and let it happen.
Free will.
No, it's not free will. Because God,
will.
Stop for a second. Does God know what happens the next day? Before the next days come?
Free will. He gives everyone free
will
to do what they want.
Answer the questions like a man, bro. Answer the questions.
I just did.
No, you didn't.
You're not man enough to take it.
Brother.
You're not man enough to digest the answer.
You're talking over me now.
Huh?
I'm asking you a question. As the host of the show,
but you were shouting at me. What's the difference?
I was shouting into the mic, not at you. I'm asking you, does Yahweh know what happens the next day before it happens?
He didn't plan it.
Does Yahweh know what happens the next day before it happens?
He didn't plan it, nor did he have nothing to do with it.
Does Yahweh, for the third time, brother, I'm asking you a question. Does Yahweh know what happens the next day before it happens?
He gives man free will. He had nothing to do with that. He gave man free will.
Does Yahweh know what happens the next day before it happens?
He gave you free will.
Why are you going around the question? Come on, bro.
I'm answering your question.
No, you're being childish. Does Yahweh know what happens the next day? Does God know the next day what happens before it's even happened? Yes or no?
Yeah, it does.
So God knew that Lot would fuck his daughters.
No, he didn't.
You just said he did because you said God knows everything.
Nah, you're twisting the story now.
So people, listen, yeah?
Everyone has choices.
You see SirBoss? Done him.
No, you didn't.
Done him. Did he produce anything fathomable?
Yes, I did.
Like what? From a Jewish site?
Yes, I did.
I've come with the World History Atlas that shows, number one, the Africans and Egyptians and Nubians were the first.
Are the same?
Absolutely the same. Here you go.
What's the difference between a Somali and a Somali Bantu?
To you,
why don't they see us the same as us?
To somebody, not all Somalis think like that, so you don't generalize.
Okay.
You're generalizing now.
Why is there Somali and Somali Bantu?
I'm gonna ask this one more time, then the show's done because he didn't prove tonight. And I was sipping Henny. I'm gonna go home and smoke some weed. He didn't prove cool.
Yeah, because I planted
Cool.
in his brain, so
he
now
didn't
it's gonna grow.
He didn't plant nothing.
Now it's gonna grow.
You planted nothing.
I'm gonna grow. It's gonna grow in his subconscious mind.
Watch how I end this.
Go ahead.
Watch how I end this, right, people? Do Hebrew Israelites exist in world history? Yes or no?
Black history.
Brother, answer yes or no. Do Hebrew Israelites exist in world history? Yes or no?
Black history.
I understand they exist in black history, but I would like for you. I've never denied that. I would like for you to. I would like for you to
asking that question. You're contradicting yourself.
I would like for you to answer yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
Do Hebrew Israelites exist in world history?
Black history.
You see, he can't answer, and this is what frustrates me.
This is black ancient Egyptians exist in world history?
Of course.
No, they don't. Only in black history they do. Go and ask the average person. So why are they here? Go and ask the average person what Egyptians look like.
Brother, this is an encyclopedia of the world.
No, go and ask the average person what Egyptians look like. They'll tell you they're not black.
I'm not talking about
that information is in world history.
You just chat, man.
We can prove that Egyptians were
indeed black. Man, you chat. You've proven nothing tonight. This guy...
I planted that seed in his subconscious mind.
Stop for a second.
Now it's gonna blossom.
Let me finish. He hasn't planted nothing in nothing. He's planted nothing in nothing. I'm showing him the evidence that black people come from Egyptians right here in the encyclopedia of the world, and he still hasn't even looked at it. He hasn't even looked at it.
Don't need to.
So yes, black people did exist before ancient Egypt. The Nubians were black. The Natufians were black. Not Hebrews, just black. Let me finish. Not Hebrew Israelites, just black people. I've shown him in the world Atlas of World History that Africans were just Africans. The homonyms weren't Hebrew Israelites. They were classed as Africans, black people.
Why are there so many different tribes in Africa then?
Let me finish. What he thinks is that because a book is saying that a man washes his dish a certain way, so that's related to the Hebrews, he is so locked onto that, he's not prepared to look at anything else, people, because you've seen what I've shown him this evening. You've seen what I've shown him.
I'd like to make a point.
Hold on. I've shown him all the evidence that not only did black people exist way before his book.
No, I'll agree with you there.
So if
you're right.
So if we exist, pause. So if black Africans exist before the book, my brother, then by the time the book comes into history and you're trying to say that you're trying to connect us with a point in history, that's irrelevant to us. It's irrelevant to us because I'm telling you right now, nothing you named, of all the blood groups you named, none of them said Hebrew Israelite. They all said Igbo or Igbo. That's African, not Hebrew.
I got another point I want to raise.
Come on, man.
Now,
you can raise whatever point you want.
Okay.
You ain't proof tonight.
Okay,
you're
now
done.
To the listening audience, okay, we'll see. To the listening audience, I'm going to address the Yorubas now. Now, according to Yoruba custom, it is customary that...
For all Yoruba?
Yeah.
All of them? So you know all Yoruba on the planet?
Hold on.
You chat a bunch of shit, bro.
For example, me and my brother are Yoruba, right? If he died, then I would have to marry his wife, right? Now, why do Yorubas do that? Why do a Yoruba man marry his dead brother's wife in their customs? Why is that in their customs? Because that custom is in the Bible. That's in Deuteronomy 25:5.
Do black people predate the Bible?
Yes, obviously, yeah.
So what
the Bible was compiled in 1611.
Stop for a second, bro. Compiled
in 1611.
So bare different people wrote the Bible. Pause for a second. So
our ancestors wrote.
Our ancestors had traditions before the Bible.
Yeah.
And in world history, when you're looking at their traditions, it's not called Hebrew Israelite. They're called Igbo. They're called Igbo. They're called Egyptian. They're called Natufian. They're called Nubian. They're called a whole bunch of things, not Hebrew Israelite. You won't find the word Hebrew Israelite in history because according to my man, his own words, which he don't want to admit on camera, they're not even in history. They have no place in world history. So if you're not in world history, that means you don't have a written oral of your culture.
I just
because that's African customs, not Hebrew.
Oh, what's the origins of those African customs?
The origins is African, bro. So you chat.
No, you have to. Let me finish. Evidence of that. No, don't run to those books. It's not there.
All right. So I'll give you a first custom and a culture of the Africans That's nothing to do with Christianity or the Hebrews.
We're not Christians nor Muslim. We're Hebrews.
You are Christian. Your God is a Christian God.
I left Christianity.
You just went to a Jewish site to prove me wrong. Stop it, bro.
Yeah, because Jewish
Stop it, bro.
Hold on. Jewish
Why not go to Wikipedia? Why are you going to a Jewish site?
Scientists went to Africa and got this information from the real Jews.
So did Italian scientists.
And put it on their website.
So did Italian scientists.
Right? A lot of Ashkenazi Jews. Hold on. A lot of Ashkenazi Jews know that we are the real Jews.
He has to run to Judaism because he has no.
We don't practice Judaism.
Listen. The Hebrews people. Let me say it like this. The Hebrews don't exist nowhere in history. So this is what they have to do to prove that they existed. They have to run to ancient...
Egyptians don't exist.
Stop cutting me, bro. They have to run to ancient Egypt. That's how they prove they exist. They have to run to ancient Egypt to a thing called the Meneptah tablet that they think it says Israel. But what I'm trying to show him is that all these things he's trying to prove that they're meant to be somehow Hebrew Israelite traditions, he can't prove to me that the word Hebrew and Israelite is under the word tradition.
So let me ask you a question.
They're African traditions. It mentions nothing to do with Hebrew.
Let me ask you a question.
Up until 5500 BC, when you have a person named Abraham in the Bible. It says that he used to live in Mesopotamia in 5400 BC. He spent a year there. Yeah? And moved to Canaan, where apparently...
Where's this from?
Can I finish? This is from the Bible. Apparently, my man's God, where it says in the Bible that Abraham was worshipping other gods in Mesopotamia with his father Terah.
And he turned away from those gods.
Hold on a minute. So by the time his God is telling him to go to Africa, why do you think they're saying to go to Africa, bro? Because the Africans already had a one God system, the God named El. That's where you get El Shaddai, Elohim, El Allah. I can show you everything to do with El right now because the Africans always had a one God system. The European didn't. So they had to break into a part of our African history to become a part. If they didn't break into that history, they wouldn't, let me tell you something now, they wouldn't exist nowhere in history. He hasn't shown nothing, people. He's gone to a Jewish website claiming not to be Jewish and Christian, but goes to a Jewish website. Why would I, listen, you see me, I don't like Nazis. I don't like evil people called Nazis. Do you think the Jewish man is going to go to a Nazi site to prove he existed?
Yes.
Show me a Jewish man doing that. Show me a Jewish man. He just said yes. Show me a Jewish man going to a Nazi website to prove he existed.
I know. So let me ask you a question.
You're done, bruv.
So just because we call ourselves Hebrew Israelite, does that negate the bloodline?
I'm going to give this guy 5 more minutes. Yeah?
So
there is no bloodline that says Hebrew Israelite. It says E1B1. That's not Hebrew Israelite.
Now, why do they practice Hebrew customs? That's the $1 million question.
He's gone back to it again.
Right.
Brother, what makes you think they're Hebrew customs?
Because it's in the Bible.
But brother, listen to me. Hold on, stop. The Bible, listen to me, brother. I need you to hear me. This is the last 5 minutes I'm giving you. The Bible is a mythical book, bro. It's a book that people believe in. Okay? So it's not real. Do you know what I'm saying to you, SirBoss?
So I guess Egypt is a mystical place then?
No, Egypt's a real place.
Egypt is like Wakanda.
You can go to Egypt today.
Yeah, well, Egypt is like Wakanda.
Stop for a second. You're embarrassing yourself. You can go to Egypt today. Okay? Ancient Egypt is all over. I've got the World Atlas right here showing you it. You don't want to see it. That's fair enough. But I'm showing you right now. This book here called the Bible, it's a book of myth.
What's the biblical name of Africa?
Like I said, this book, if you want to believe that a snake spoke, that's up to you.
What is the biblical name of Africa?
I don't deal with no biblical name of nothing. I don't deal with the Bible.
The biblical name of Africa is the land of Ham.
So what?
Thank you.
What does that prove?
It proves that Africa is in the Bible, but it's not called Africa. It's called the land of Ham. Said that that Jacob and the Israelites went to the land of Ham. Where's the land of Ham?
So because it's written in the Bible, it's true.
If you Google the land of Ham,
so if it's not
Africa will come up.
So if it's not written in the Bible, it's not true.
Let me show you.
Something that he actually knows. So if it's not in the Bible, it's not true.
Let me show you.
Answer the question why you're showing me. If it's not written in the Bible, it's not true. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not.
For real?
Yeah.
So the combination to make water is not in the Bible.
Honestly, don't know the combination of how to make water. I don't know.
The combination to make helium gas is not in the Bible.
Yeah, I don't know.
The combination of fixing broken bones isn't in the Bible.
No.
The combination how to make a wheel isn't in the Bible.
Well, if it's there, I haven't seen it yet. Hold on.
So people,
there you go.
show them.
Boom.
What's that proof?
Land of Ham.
What site is that?
Yeah.
Is that a Christian
Google.
site?
Google. You could Google Land of Ham.
Show me the site. No, show me the site.
Just Google it. Just
Click on the picture and show where it goes to.
Oh my God.
I guarantee you, if it's saying the Land of Ham, it's a Christian site, blood. And again, I go back to the same point. The book of the Bible, when you click onto where it's saying the book of the Land of Ham, it will bring you into a website. So don't try and be smart.
I clicked on Wikipedia. It's on Wikipedia.
People, we know that snakes don't talk. We know that dragons don't fall out the sky.
In a person.
Let me finish, bro. We know that dragons don't fall out the sky. And we know for that reason that the book is about myth. People believe in the Bible. It's not a book of reality, bro. It's not. It just isn't. There was never a flood.
Real? Are the Egyptian gods real?
When you say Egyptian gods, what do you mean? I'm going to give you another 5 minutes and then we're done.
Are the Egyptian gods real? And you still haven't proved that you're an Egyptian.
What do you mean by Egyptian gods?
Because you're saying that the God of Abraham is not real, so are the Egyptian gods real?
The God of Abraham is Yahweh.
Okay, but are the Egyptian gods real?
The Egyptian gods, what do you mean by Egyptian gods? Because when you say gods...
2,000 Egyptian gods, are they real? Yes or no?
All right, okay, so slow down. First of all, the Egyptians didn't have several gods. They believed in different energies that were deities to them. Mm-hmm. They would deify things like air. They would deify things like water. So that when children go to study it,
right,
they go toward it in a divine, godlike manner.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go to it in fear that God's commanding them to do something, and if they don't do it, they got to eat their own fucking kids. No. Mm-hmm. In ancient Africa, we believed in the Naga serpent. Let me explain to you why the serpent is in his fucking book, and you don't even realize why. Hold on a minute. Why Jesus Christ himself says, I made you as free as doves and as wise as a serpent. He says that in his own book. Okay? I'll tell you why his Messiah is giving homage to the very thing that brought down mankind. All right? Because the ancient Egyptian believed in the Kundalini energy. The Kundalini energy lives inside of all men. It's two voices. When you're angry, it's a lower voice. Go and stab his tires. Go and bottle him. Go and hurt him. When you're happy, it's the higher voice. You know what, Dua? Just sit down and take a rest. You know what, Dua? Go and have a bath. You know what, Dua? Call your mum. You know what, Dua? Eat something. You have higher voice and lower voice inside you. Jesus Christ himself said, stop looking in the sky for your Messiah and your God, for the kingdom of God lies inside of you. Okay? So let me explain why Yahweh creates evil and why Jesus is giving homage to the serpent in the same book. This is why he's done and why they can't argue with me, right?
You still haven't
I'll tell you why.
Question.
What question is that, bro?
Are your Egyptian gods real?
What do you mean by
gods? How do you know that you're an Egyptian?
Are Egyptians black Africans?
That's not the point.
Are Egyptians black Africans? You just asked me the question.
You
just asked me the question.
They're different melanated
Are
people
Egyptians black Africans?
I want you to prove that you're
Are
an Egyptian.
Egyptians black Africans? See how it's done for him?
They're melanated people.
They're melanated people. Am I melanated?
It doesn't mean that you and them are the same.
All right, let me give you a drama. My dad's from Sierra Leone and my mom's also African. I have two.
So you're West African then?
Can I finish? I have two African black parents.
Right.
So that connects me to my ancestors who are also black. Can I finish? Like I said, he does all this celebrate.
Hebrew.
How?
Look at
How?
his face, ladies and gents.
Look
at that.
So someone's face. Stop, bro. You're going too fast. So you're saying
he don't look like no Egyptian.
Like I said to you, what qualifies you in science and human molecular science to be able to use your human eyeballs and look at another human being as Hitler did and say
E1B1A. He just admitted his family come from West Africa. In West Africa,
what does
E1B1A?
What does E1B1A mean?
Is E1B1A?
What
so
does stop shouting? Stop shouting.
Gentlemen,
no, you don't conclude nothing.
I'm not shouting. This conclude, ladies and gentlemen. This man is a Hebrew.
Like I said,
he has no idea who he is.
Show me where E1B1A actually says Hebrew Israelite next to it. If you show me the combination that says E1B1A with the name Hebrew Israelite next to it, I have no argument. But if it just says E1B1A, that's a haplogroup. That's nothing to do with Hebrew.
Okay, but you're claiming to be Egyptian.
I'm not claiming anything. You're claiming all this, bro. I'm saying I'm a black African.
Claim that you're Egyptian.
I said I'm a black African. I said to you, let me go slowly. Because I talk fast for certain people, innit?
This man contradicts himself.
I talk too fast for certain people, innit?
You're
I said I have all of Africa in me because I am a black African. Mm-hmm. I have Somalian in me, Egyptian, Eritrean, South African, Kenyan, Munungwali. I have Sierra Leone in me because I'm a black African. So that means all of my ancestors' memory and blood is inside of me. So I'm carrying their memory of them in my DNA, and I'm carrying it down the line. Let's see what his haplogroup proves.
There you go, ladies and gents.
Where on that?
If you could zoom in on that.
Stop for a second. Where on there does
E1B1A.
Stop. Where on there does it say Hebrew Israelite? Show me the word. Show me the word Hebrew Israelite. Stop for a second. Show me the word Hebrew Israelite on there.
That does negate the bloodline.
Show me where it says Hebrew Israelite.
It does not negate the bloodline.
People, look at what he's showing. Yeah, let me zoom into one of the numbers. That is a haplogroup from blood science. He's gone to a blood science page. This is how weak he is at his knowledge. He's gone to a blood science page. He hasn't even gone to an actual haplogroup. This isn't a haplogroup. This is a blood science number.
Explain E1B1A.
I can't because I'm not a blood scientist. Are you?
Okay, but why?
No. Are you?
Why does E1B1?
Stop. Are you a blood scientist?
Not the point. That's not
You're
the point.
done, bruv. I've finished you.
That's not the point.
Where does it say Hebrew Israelite next to that number?
It doesn't negate the bloodline.
Where does it say Hebrew?
The name does not negate the bloodline.
Slow down. Because you're making up in your head now. Show me where it says Hebrew Israelite next to the number of the blood group.
It doesn't negate the bloodline.
It does. It absolutely does.
Bantu people practice Hebrew customs.
That doesn't mean that their bloodline is Hebrew.
Okay, why do they practice Hebrew customs?
Some of them believe in Jesus. Just like you.
That religion of Christianity
doesn't make your blood.
Religion predates their customs.
Like I said, brother. Brother.
Their customs predates religion.
Brother, you are delusional, and I'll tell you why.
Uh-huh.
You're showing a haplogroup.
I guess we're both delusional then.
No, you're delusional, and I'll tell you why.
We're both
I know I'm an ancient African.
But you claim to be Egyptian.
Put me. I haven't claimed anything. I said to you.
We'll watch the tape when it's
No. We have to watch the tape. I'll say it again. I have all of Africa in me. Pause, because I am a black African. All of my let me finish, bro. Okay. All of my ancestors' blood is in me. So if my ancestors were Egyptian at one stage, that's in me. If they were Somalian at one stage, that's in me. If they were Bantu at one stage, that's in me. If they were Igbo, that's in me. Because I have their genes. I have their genes, brother. Nothing what you just showed said nothing to do with Hebrew Israelite, brother. So you said you are in a world of delusion.
Okay, so let's recap. You said your
let's recap for real, because
West Africa. Yeah, your family's from West Africa.
I said I'm from Africa, bro. Oh my God, yeah.
But on the map it says E1B1A. So if you're mixed with all of them,
I'm asking you.
There's no E1B1B in West Africa.
Stop. Show me in science where E1B1 translates to Hebrew Israelite.
It won't. But does that negate the name? Does that negate the customs?
It won't.
Does that negate the bloodline?
Stop. Of course it does.
No,
Stop. I'm saying to you, you're showing a blood group number, but you're not. There's no word there that says Hebrew Israelite. So you're just chatting, bruv.
I want to ask you.
You've not proven anything.
I want to ask you and the audience a question. Now, if a Chinaman was born in Jamaica, right? Yeah, he's a Jamaican. He has the right to a Jamaican passport. He's a Jamaican citizen, right? Does his land birth negates his bloodline as a Chinaman?
You're asking the audience, right?
Yeah, I'm asking you as well.
All right, you can let me answer.
Okay.
So a man from Kingston,
right,
and a man from Montego Bay,
right,
aren't the same because where they live is what he's saying. He's saying geographical difference negates a bloodline. I'm saying to him, he's just going like say he's gonna show some big evidence. All he showed was a haplogroup number. Let me tell you what that means, people. It's a blood group number. I studied human molecular science for 20 years. He hasn't. And I'm telling you, bro, you've just shown a blood group number. It doesn't even necessarily connect with niggers. It's just connecting to a blood group in that region. Hold on, in that region. So there may have been Europeans there. But I'm saying to him,
maybe I need glasses or something. Hold on. Maybe I need. Hold on. Let me get the.
I know what you need, mate. No homo.
Huh?
I'm saying to him, show us that number, E1B1A. Show us that sequence number with the words underneath Hebrew Israelite. He can't do that because all he's looking at is an African blood group. That's nothing to do with Igbo. With Hebrew Israelite. He's done.
Ladies and gents,
he's done.
According to this map, E1B1A is West Africa and Sub-Sahara Africa.
And
Man just said that his family's from Sierra Leone.
And
So Sierra Leone is in West Africa. So that means this man's haplo group is E1B1A, just like mine. The difference is my ancestors were taken from West Africa to Jamaica, but
all black people.
it still does not negate my bloodline, right? If I want to prove that I'm Hebrew, I could always trace my lineage back to West Africa.
If he'd have said back to West Jerusalem, he would have had a point with me. Okay? No. Let me say something. He keeps talking about Africa relating to Hebrew Israelites. So what he's showing, first of all, they
Can
don't
I
even
explain why?
hold on. First of all, they don't even have their own land. Okay? Second of all, in the Bible, when you do read about the Hebrews, they are nomads, gypsies. They don't know nothing. They eat their own children. When they're under oppression from the Syrians, they're boiling and eating babies. Okay? Moses runs to Egypt, forgets about them, leaves them in the desert 40 years. So where did they can learn masonry? Where did they learn stone masonry? Where did they learn how to kill bear?
Egypt.
So everything they learned was from the ancient Africans.
Ancient Egyptians, yeah.
So everything the Hebrews learned was from the ancient Egyptians.
They was there for 400 years, yeah. Like in America, they've been there for 400 years and taken up their
Can you hear what
disgusting ways and customs. Because I've had conversations with Black Americans.
Stop. So the Hebrews did.
I've asked them,
Stop.
what's Black American
So the
culture?
Hebrews did take up the Egyptian culture.
They did, yeah. Pagan culture. That's why they got punished.
So how do you know the Hebrews culture is their own?
Huh?
If they took up the Egyptian culture for 4 centuries,
Right.
how the do you know it's not?
Because they're from the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
People, listen, yeah. He's not proven nothing, so I'm gonna done it here. He didn't prove nothing, bro.
I just proved that you're Hebrew.
No.
Just like me. Come back
You can
to the
think
God
that-
of Abraham.
You can think that if you like. I
In these
appreciate.
last days, we're calling you back. Dua, we're calling you back to your God. Come back to us. Yeah? Nigerians, Ghanaians,
Well,
Bantu, Sub-Saharan Africans,
well, you just
Black
said
Americans,
you just said
Caribbeans,
that
come
bro.
back to your God.
You just said the Hebrews got their traditions from the ancient
They got
Egyptians.
some pagan traditions from ancient Egyptians, but they
People-
maintain their Hebrew customs.
Listen,
because
brother.
they still got
Listen, people.
circumcision on the 8th day.
Listen, people. He's not proven nothing. This is Close to the Bone TV.
We could do this
This
again.
this is Close to the Bone podcast UK.
I'll do this again.
This is Close to the Bone podcast UK, and he will be back. But all he's come back for is to get shot down, because he's not proven nothing. He just admitted
I plant the seed.
that the Hebrews adapted ancient Egyptian traditions. Then he's running around all for the last hour and a half trying to prove that they got their own traditions.
Okay.
But they adapted someone else's
Let me ask
traditions.
a question. Just because they took up some of the ancient Egyptians' pagan customs, does that negate their bloodline?
They don't have a bloodline.
Okay, so right, so all
And
right,
you can't
so
show that.
You're saying that Igbos, Yoruba, and Ashantis, that bloodline is irrelevant.
You hear the words he used? Did anything he just used say Hebrew Israelite or Israelite?
Why do they practice Hebrew customs? That's
No
my question.
word he's using
That's
is.
the $1 million question.
Hold on.
Why do Nigerians
You're
and
asking
Ghanaians
questions and you're cutting me.
practice Hebrew
You're
customs?
asking questions and cutting me.
Answer the question.
I'll answer it.
Go on.
No word he just used was Hebrew or Israelite. He just said Igbo. He's mentioning all these names from Africa. He's not even mentioning the name himself. He's just talking about African cultures. But somewhere in his mind, somewhere in his life, maybe when he was younger, whatever, someone got him into the belief that somehow it
I
connects
grew up in
to.
a Christian church.
So did I.
I grew up worshiping a white Jesus. And
So did I.
always used to ask, well, if Jesus is white, then how come I'm
All right,
black?
let's talk about that.
You know?
Why is Jesus white? Why is Jesus white in the Bible, but yet he's black in the Bible?
In the Bible, it doesn't say that he's white.
It says that his skin is bronze and blah blah. Does that mean he's black by his phenotype?
What color is that? What color is this?
Does that mean he's black by phenotype?
Yeah.
So you're saying that the Bible?
He looks like us.
So why are we seeing a white Jesus then? Are you saying the Bible's a lie? It tells lies.
Hold on. It said in the book of, I think it's the book of Maccabees, where it said that they'll paint their likeness in the, in their own image. That means
So
they'll insert
the Bible is-
themselves in the Bible.
Oh, so you mean there are parts of the Bible that are corrupt?
Yeah. But should we throw out the baby with the bathwater? No, we shouldn't. No, we should not. No, we shouldn't.
So people, I want to end
Right.
it here. All right,
They say that the ancient Egyptians are white.
Let's wrap this up.
Does that mean we should discard the fact that ancient Egyptians are actually black? Should we?
Do you know what?
Should
I'm not
we
gonna.
flush that down the toilet then?
like I said, there's gonna have to be a part 2 to this because it went a bit over.
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
Most
and SirBoss, I'm welcoming you back to the studio whenever you're ready. Yeah, get a picture of that one, brother. Yeah, SirBoss is gonna come back to the studio and we're gonna do this again 110. I am coming back here next week. I hope you're available for next week. Maybe Friday or Saturday. Or a week after?
Yeah, week after.
Give it 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks' time, the day today is the 16th. 2 weeks from today, people, he's getting his head cut off again. Because I don't fucking play around my information.
My head is still
I'm the
attached.
don here.
My head is still attached.
This has been Close to the Bone Podcast UK. And I'm out. Cheers. And I'm out.